I have not had concerning criminal law, I have not had a jury trial. I have worked on over 200 criminal cases. Over 50 of those have been felonies. As far as convictions go, most of my experience has been on the defense side. It's really up to my client whether I go to trial or whether we take a plea deal that's offered by the prosecutor. And to this point, I have not had a client that has wanted to go to trial. We've had great negotiations and been able to successfully work out plea bargains.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Kissel. Same question to Ms. McSorley. And the question is, how many trials have you had and how many convictions?
I'm going to count jury trials because we do magistrate trials in our office. I do magistrate trials at least once a week, if not several times a week, just because the simple misdemeanor cases are something that are tried often. So there would probably be over 100 since I've been in the office there. And then there's also, like Ms. Kissel said, civil trials. So as far as criminal jury trials go, there are a number of plea bargains. Since 2010, I have handled 9 jury trials as the assistant county attorney for Mills County. I actually got surprised yesterday and told that I'm going to have another one on Tuesday. Wasn't in my calendar. And all but one of those have been a conviction as a jury trial. And then I handled other jury trials as the second chair throughout my private practice. And then had a few in private practice that I handled on my own. So I guess I haven't kept a count. I would say I've only kept a good count since I've been in the Mills County Attorney's Office. So I'm sorry for that convoluted answer, but it's a broad question.
Thank you, Ms. McSorley. Next, we will turn to our county supervisor candidates. I believe the last time we had Mr. Pena go first, and we'll have Mr. Koch go first this time. Am I correct in that order? Okay, we'll go with that one. All right. This is to our county supervisors. On the topic of rural water, it's a two-part question. Is hookup mandatory? And number 2, is closure of the old well mandatory?
In rural water is something that I've tried to push, but you have to remember, you're coming off of a municipality such as the Glenwood Water Department. They control all the hookups and the fees according to their rules and regulations. Would you repeat the second part, please?
The second part of that question is closure of old wells mandatory?
I cannot answer yes or no on that because it is strictly up to the person that has the well. If they want it closed, all they have to do is contact public health. If they have some reason that they want it open, it can stay open.
Thank you, Mr. Crouch. Mr. Pena, on the topic of rural water, first is hookup mandatory, and number 2 is closure of old wells mandatory?
To answer the first question, no. Answer to the second question, not about 16 acres and our own well, as well as a lot of other farmers. If the well isn't working well and doesn't meet our standards and isn't safe, well, we should have the right to either continue or not continue with it. That's my well. And I came here, I have had experience with water authorities in our desert when they have taken every well from farmers and have had a heavy hand over them. And I do not, in any way, shape, or form, want any more rules and regulations put upon me. You know, when we've been here for, what, since the 1800s, have people been drinking out of their own wells? Please. It's not necessary now. It's not a public health. Leave us alone. No.
Thank you, Mr. Pena. Our next question will be directed to our county treasurer candidate. What are 3 key items or initiatives that you will focus upon and address if you are elected to the office?
I will work to maintain the level of professionalism that's required. I want to maintain excellent customer service with the public and work with the state to prevent identity theft through meeting the requirements that they set forth for us to follow.
Thank you, Ms. Kilpack. Next would be to our county reporter candidate, Ms. Tallman. What are 3 key items or initiatives that you will focus upon and address if elected to this office?
Well, I think number 1 is we need to improve our customer service by offering the use of debit and credit cards. That's the way to go these days. That's everybody wants them and uses them. I think the processes in our office can be made more efficient. Like I stated earlier, we have some that we are doing in duplicate and some in triplicate. So we can streamline those down. Also, we already have in place some software that we are not fully utilizing. It won't cost us a penny, but we can make better use of that, and that will help with streamlining some of our processes.
Thank you, Ms. Tallman. To our county attorneys, candidates, I believe the last time we had Ms. Kissel go first on the questions. We'll have Ms. McSorley go for the first one on this question.